time to get it rolling. Now, let's talk about going into IT after 40. And this seems to be a popular topic on the web and as well as among my subscribers. And I want to address that because, firstly, we've already talked about it, but the topic still prevails. And I can totally get that because we've all been there. And I can share some of our personal experience here and my insights into this. So the first thing I want to address is that, yes, it's difficult switching niches after 40. It's difficult at any age, and after 40, you feel less and less secure about your age, probably about whether or not you will fit into the young colleagues, team, or whatever. I get it. And yes, the ageism does exist in IT industry. Check out this video of mine. It doesn't mean that nobody can get into IT after 40. Definitely not that. And let me separate technical and non-technical jobs in IT because it is regarded that it's easier to enter non-technical jobs in IT if you have sort of a relevant experience in some other industry. And to the extent, yes, it's true, because let's speak about, say, content writing, say technical content writer. If you have a great English and if you have a record of articles, it's typically easier. You don't need any other skills that you already have. You only lack the knowledge of the industry and the particulars of those details of the industry, the specifics, right? And that is not such a hard thing to obtain. Both technical and non-technical specialists will have to learn about IT industry when they go into IT, right? So I would agree that it's easier to get into IT on a non-technical position. But then, non-technical jobs typically pay less than those of engineering jobs. Unless you're some marketing guru and unless you're applying for management position, which typically won't be granted if you have zero experience in IT. So if you are 40+% and you want to get into a non-technical job in IT, way to go for you here. If you have a great English, if you have sort of a relevant experience previously, if you have been a salesperson in another industry, say in retail or somewhere else in real estate, and you want to switch to IT, the only thing you will have to know is the specifics of what you're selling and the specifics of the target audience to whom you're selling, right? It's not a hard thing to do for a salesperson to kind of switch the industries. And IT companies, I guess, would be willing to have you. I feel no issues here that could not be overcome. And age here is not an issue at all because I've met IT salespeople who are over 50, closer to 60 even, and it's okay. Same relates to technical jobs. If you're over 40 and you decided to switch jobs and to go into IT, no, it's not too late. Whilst ageism does exist in IT industry, it mostly relates to Silicon Valley startups where engineers, so both technical and non-technical IT specialists, get some face job done to look younger. It's crazy, but unless you're applying to some thriving Silicon Valley startup, there are no problems here. I have a personal example. When I worked for one of the companies, when I was an employee, a man joined us. I was less than 30 back in the time, and a man joined our technical team as a junior Java developer, and he was 41 or 42. We were like, oh, wow, okay, so he's so old. I was 26, 27, 28, something. Right, kudos to you. We felt respect. So the rest of the team felt respect, and we tried to support him. And I'm sure he's doing well now because he switched companies then. So as you switch companies, you typically grow faster and faster. Again, if you're not applying to some posh Silicon Valley startup where the competition is super huge, you'll be very well off in any other IT company or IT department of a non-IT company. Now let's get to the technical side of this transition or switching jobs after 40 and going into IT after 40, and that is how to do that. And I want to get one thing straight, and that is courses only won't be enough. Please don't rely on just one online course or offline course that takes you 3 months and then expect all the IT companies to send you their offers. No, that won't be like that, because I've met a lot of people who thought that they could make it and they could go into IT by just taking some courses because I've seen my neighbor do this. It should be easy. I'll try it too. No, it's never easy. Yes, anybody can do this, but it requires a lot of hard work. So please don't expect it to be easy. Let's take the example of my husband. He had to take 2 offline courses, 6 months in total, or 7 months, I don't remember. And he's been studying programming for 1.5 years while doing his major job. And at the time, he was a primary caregiver to the kids. So it was a lot of work, a lot of stress, and he studied at night, at weekends, at whatever time he could make. So it took him longer than it might take someone else. Online course, 2 offline courses, mentorship, hours and hours, if not days and days of watching YouTube videos of some technical YouTubers. Then he started to apply to different IT companies, and then he started to go to the interviews. If you want to go into IT after 40, the process is still the same if you were 20 or 30. Just don't expect any other attitude. So you get what you expect, not what you deserve. Just have this phrase stick in your head. Nobody knows about your insecurities unless you show them. So you will get what you expect, not what you deserve. So expect to be hired, and don't expect any other attitude than other applicants. So after you've gone 1, 2, 3 courses, watched days and days of YouTube videos, after you've done some pet projects, after you've done some coding, after you get response from a mentor somewhere online or from your courses or whatever, then you're ready to shape up your initial resume. Don't include your previous experience on, if you say worked in McDonald's or in logistics, don't include that experience. Only include relevant experience to the position you're applying. Only technical skills you acquired during your studies, some pet projects, and what were they about. So write more about that and not about your previous life before IT. And then after you apply to each position you find might be eligible for you, as soon as you start getting invitation to interview, by all means go there. You won't get your job from interview 1. Trust me, it might take you 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20 interviews, but at some point it will be enough. So what is unacceptable for some is totally great for others, and you will find your perfect fit. Trust me, if you're unsure of your skills and if you're unsure of the questions being asked on the technical assessment interview, don't worry. Firstly, you revisit the questions you couldn't answer, and of course, you get better and better at your next interviews. Secondly, there will be that one interview where you will get asked the precisely same questions you've been preparing for. Trust me, you'll find your perfect fit. And yes, you might have zero clue about anything else, but if you answer these questions correctly, you will get your job. Recruiters are not stupid, and IT companies are not stupid, and your future tech lead is not stupid. They understand who they are hiring. They see your age, they understand that you're new to IT, and if they invited you to the interview, they've already accepted this fact that you're over 40 and you're looking for your first job in IT. And if they're okay with that, why should you not be? Now, if you have any questions left for me, throw them down in the comments. I'll try to answer each of those. There are tons of videos here on my YouTube channel which you might want to check out if you want to get your first job in IT or start an IT business, whatever your interests are. Check out all of that. And I specifically invite you to check out this video next. I'll see you there. Stay tuned.